Hello, brilliant entrepreneur. It's Tash Corbin here, and welcome to episode number 155 of the Heart Centered Business Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to help you actually fix the one thing that is probably stopping your business from resonating far and wide with your awesome ideal clients and is holding you back from converting them into actual paying clients. And that is your messaging. Today, I'm going to share with you how to get your messaging in your business right. Let's get started. So if you don't already know this, messaging is the critical component of your business and particularly in relation to sales and marketing. If you want to make sales, you need to have great messaging in your business. And actually, when I'm working with people, when I'm helping them to work out what's going on or why something's not working, it usually comes down to one of three things. They're not getting enough reach. They haven't got their mindset sorted, so they're energetically blocking things, or their messaging is out of whack and they're not able to accurately and effectively describe their value proposition to their ideal clients. Now, 9 times out of 10, it comes down to a messaging issue, and that's why it's so important to me to help you work out how to get that messaging part right. Now, I have run messaging masterclasses before. They've gone for 2.5 hours. There's a lot to this messaging conversation, but I'm going to start you off with one of the most critical parts of your messaging in your business because I want to make sure that we can get as many of you really rocking your messaging as possible. So one of the things that I also share when it comes to sales and marketing is that there are 5 stages to making great sales in your business. So messaging is actually stage 2. Stage 1 is reach. You've got to get in front of a bunch of people. Then number 2, you need a message that's going to attract and get people curious. Number 3, you're creating a relationship and usually based on value. Number 4, conversion, and your messaging is critical there as well. And number 5 is recommitment. So upselling them into a VIP package or some other work with you or getting people to recommit to working with you consistently if you have people say on a retainer or in a membership program. So you can see that all 5 stages to sales really require you to have great messaging and know what messaging you need to be sharing at each of those stages. So I just wanted to kind of flag that with you at the start because I think one of the things I see people do is they're constantly looking for the perfect messaging. And they're looking for that perfect tagline, that perfectly written sales page, that perfectly written offer, that perfectly written blog post that will magically, with its perfect messaging, do all the work for them. And even now, at over $500,000 a year in my business, I'm still working on my messaging. I'm still refining. I'm still experimenting and exploring. I've grown. My ideal clients have grown. Things have changed. And also people are at different stages of that process. So the way that I describe my business is different in different contexts. The way that I describe my services, the way that I demonstrate value is different in all of these different contexts. Think about you getting an opportunity to step on stage at a conference where the entire room is your exact ideal clients, compared to meeting someone at a barbecue who you don't know if they're your ideal client or not. The way that you explain your business, the way that you talk about your services is very different in those 2 situations because number 1, in front of your ideal clients, you can start to use very specific messaging. You can use different language. You know that you're speaking to people who are your actual peeps. At a barbecue, you have an opportunity for people to ask you questions. When you're standing on stage, it's very much more broadcast. And so you have to make sure you cover off a few different things that you wouldn't actually talk about if you were just talking to someone randomly at a barbecue or in the elevator, with your elevator pitch. And so there's really no one perfect messaging for any single business, even if you know your exact target market, you've got everything working. I really don't think that there's ever one way to describe something. And I actually ran a messaging workshop in the Takeoff program recently, and I asked everyone to describe for me, what do they think my messaging is? Like, tell me what you think my messaging is. Tell me what you think my job title is. And I got lots of different responses, and they were all right. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. My role as a marketer and as a business coach is not to get you to reflect back to me my exact tagline or my exact job description, my exact title that I've bestowed upon myself. My job is to convey the value proposition of my business and share my business wholeheartedly in a way that makes sense to you. And when I do that really well, you can describe it back to me in the way that resonates for you. So some people, when they talk about my business, they talk about the feminine model of business. They talk about feminine sales and marketing and not acting like a man and all of that kind of thing. Other people talk about how I break business down into step-by-step strategies that really work for startup, and particularly if you don't have a lot of money. Now, both of those things are true, and it's a beautiful reflection that I have been able to share my message and I've been able to articulate the value proposition of my business in lots of different ways so that it actually makes sense to my ideal client and they find the thing that resonates most for them. So if you're not getting those sales and signups, if you're not feeling like you're getting traction in your business, as I said, usually it's a messaging issue. And I want to give you this one tool that I've been sharing far and wide, and I think really helps you to articulate what it is that you do gorgeously and understand how to apply your messaging at different stages of the process with your ideal clients as well. And this is called the TURN process. So it's an acronym. It stands for think, understand, really need, next steps. TURN. So at the top level, there's usually a disconnect between what your ideal client thinks that they need from you and thinks is the problem that's going on for them, and what you really know that they need from you, what you really know is the issue. So for example, in the online business space, I have a lot of people who come to me and they say, I just need to get thousands of followers on my Facebook page and then my business will thrive. So they think the issue is that they don't have enough followers. I know that the issue runs deeper. Actually, when it comes to starting a business, what you need is a way to find your ideal clients, messaging that really connects with them, and to start asking them for the sale. Then you can start testing your messaging, testing what works. And once you actually have that clarity around your niche, your ideal client, what you have to offer them, and that they're actually going to see value in what you do and buy the thing that you've got to offer, then we start to scale your marketing. So there's some things people need to get right in order to get the growth of their Facebook page. And in order for that Facebook page growth to actually result in sales, because I have had clients before who've had tens of thousands of followers on their Facebook page and they're not making sales, because likes does not equal sales. And we want to actually build a business. This is what they want. They think that they need to grow their Facebook reach, but actually what they need to do is get their business foundation right and start making sales quickly. So you can see there's a separation. I see this a lot in the health and well-being space as well. People think that they need to find that magical juice cleanse, or they need to find that perfect exercise regime, or they need to find that perfect mindset thing that's going to stop them emotionally eating. And that one silver bullet is going to fix it all. But what they really need is usually a more complex ecosystem of support. What they really need, instead of that magical juice cleanse, is to work out what's best for their body and just do that 80% of the time and look at it as a long-term approach and be consistent. Maybe that's what it is. You know, I'm just making all this stuff up, not a health coach. So you can see that there's this disconnect between what your ideal client thinks is the problem and thinks is the solution, and what you know that the real problem and solution actually is. And so if we're going to connect with and resonate with our ideal clients, then we're not going to do that if we just keep yelling at them, no, you need this. No, what you really need is this. If I kept saying, no, you don't need to grow your list, so stop trying to, then I'm not going to actually resonate with my ideal client. Instead, I say, hey, here's how to grow your list. And if you want that list growth to actually result in business sales and results for your business, here's what you need as well. And can you see the difference in that messaging? Instead of saying to people all the time, no, you're wrong, you need this instead, I'm saying, right, that's what you need. Let me help you with that. And at the same time, I'm going to help you understand what the next thing is that you need, because that alone is not going to grow your business. And magically, people really get excited about that and they want the next thing from me because I've helped them. So in this turn process, we need to understand, what does our ideal client think that the problem is and think that the solution is? That's the T. Think that the problem is and think that the solution is. Now, you'll often have lots of different T's that people are telling you. So I have that with my business. In startup, I've got a range of T's. Actually, I've got them written down in front of me. I've been working on my messaging recently. Things like they'll say, I think I need a platform. I need a bigger audience. I need a website. I can't get started in business until I have a website. That's the problem. I don't have a website. They think the problem is I just suck at sales and marketing, so I need someone else to do the sales and marketing for me. They say, I think, I just need another qualification. Yes, I'm a qualified kinesiologist and Reiki practitioner and this and that, but I'm also going to do the 4th level of the intuitive guidance, crazy woo-woo process, da-da-da-da thing, because then that will make me feel more confident. And I'm not picking holes with any level 4 crazy da-da-da-da. By the way, I think they're all really beautiful, but I often say, if you don't have a business yet, that qualification isn't going to help your business to grow, because you're not actually, that's a whole nother conversation, but you don't actually need that next qualification. What you need is the confidence that you think that will bring you, and that confidence actually comes from just getting started first. And then if you decide you still want to do that next thing, then go and do it. But anyway, I just want to talk about the T's of my people who are in startup. They might say, I'm not confident enough to have an online business, and that my lack of confidence is what's holding me back from getting clients. So you can see it's all these things that people think is the problem and they think is the solution. My job with my messaging is help you understand how to solve the T and that it runs deeper. So when it comes to, as I said, people's thinking that they need a website. Well, here's what you should put on your website. But also, if you're not getting consistent clients, a website won't solve that. So let's actually also look at what you really need to grow your business, because you think that the problem is you don't have a website and you think that you need one. So I'm going to help you with that. And I'm going to help you to work out how to build a website and what's going to be the best approach for you and what needs to go on then. But at the same time, I'm going to help you understand that it runs deeper. So U stands for understand. We solve the T and help them understand that it runs deeper. Understand how to solve the T, understand that it runs deeper. And then the R is what they really need, what their real needs actually are. And for a lot of people, that's usually a combination of things. So you know as a health practitioner that there's not one magic silver bullet that everybody needs and that will magically fix them. When it comes to health and well-being, there's usually no silver bullet solution. Same with running a business. There's no silver bullet solution. As I say, the only silver bullet in business is consistency. And in order to get that consistency, there's other things that you need. So what do they actually really need in order to achieve the outcome that they want to achieve? And helping people to understand that through this process of already having solved the T means they're more open to hearing this message from you. And then the N is the next step. And in most cases in your business, the next step is to work with you, or the next step is to opt into something and jump onto your mailing list, or the next step is to come along to your webinar. So there's a next step that they can take that will help them to actually start solving the R, what they really need. Now, you may have heard a saying that says, sell people what they want and give them what they need. And I actually disagree wholeheartedly with that message. What I suggest that you do instead is give people what they want for free and sell people what they really need. So by doing that, you're creating this high level of connection, you're giving value up front, and you're increasing the conversion that you make in your sales process. And this is actually the fundamentals of feminine, heart-centered business. And this is the difference. In a masculine-orientated business, you would just say, well, okay, you want to know, for example, with my business, okay, you suck at sales and marketing. Well, I'm going to sell you my sales and marketing VIP program. And in that sales and marketing program, I actually don't teach you a lot of sales and marketing. Yeah, I do the basic level, but I give you what you really need. But in order for me to make that sale, I need to kind of mislead you and say to you, no, the issue is that you suck at sales and marketing, so let's fix that. No, the real issue is not that you suck at sales and marketing. That's one of the things that's stopping you from practicing your sales and marketing, and that's one of the things that's stopping you from moving forward. But what you really need is to believe in your value proposition, is to have this messaging stuff sorted, is to get really clear on your niche. And when you do that, you'll realize that a lot of the sales and marketing stuff that you suck at is masculine-driven sales and marketing strategy that is not aligned to your values, and you don't need it anyway. You don't need to sell people what they want and then give them what they need. You don't need to trick people onto your mailing list or use NLP to dial up people's pain points and make them feel like they're not going to be able to succeed without you. Because a lot of the time when women say to me, I suck at sales and marketing, when we dig into it, they actually suck at masculine sales and marketing. And I know you don't actually need those masculine sales and marketing techniques, but I'm not going to sell you a course on how to be a great masculine salesperson and marketer and then sneakily teach you the feminine ways. I'm going to meet you where you're at, and I'm going to give you the tea for free. So instead, what I say, instead of sell people what they want and then give them what they need, I say, if it's free, solve the tea. So for your webinars, solve the tea. For your blog posts, solve the tea. For your posts on social media, solve the tea. And I usually recommend the ratio of 80-20. So 80% of your Facebook posts, 80% of your blog posts, 80% of your webinar content is solving the tea for people, because that's what they want. And if you do that for them for free, then you create this beautiful sense of trust and connection, and all of a sudden they're hungry for those next steps because you've solved that problem that they had. So now we can get on with the business of doing what we really need to do to actually create those results. It's a beautiful feminine version. It creates more connection and it develops a sense of trust between you and your ideal clients. This turn process is what I say you can use to turn people from curious into paying clients in a feminine, connected, value-oriented way. Now, if this is something that you're really interested in learning more about and you'd love to go deeper, see what I'm doing here, then I would love for you to come and grab my free Sales and Conversions Masterclass. This is your next logical step. So if you want to make sure you're really mastering that messaging and applying it to your sales and conversion process really effectively, then I've got a free masterclass recording that you can grab absolutely free, and you'll be able to go deeper with building your skills in this space. All of the details are with the show notes of today's episode at tashcorbin.com/155. So go and check out the Sales and Conversions Masterclass. And if you have any questions, come into the Heart-Centered Soul-Driven Entrepreneurs Facebook group, use #podcastquestion. Or if you have an aha, #podcast aha, let us know you were listening to episode number 155, and I will happily answer your questions and celebrate your ahas with you. Until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine. Thank you so much for being part of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.